All right. So let's get it cracking, y'all. Let's get it cracking. We're going to take a look at your overall energy first. Overall energy for Aries, please. Out it comes. Out it comes. All right. Let's look at it, Aries. Let's look at it. You guys got the Page of Cups. Okay. Page of Cups. It's a very, very fresh energy. Okay. So some of you are literally coming out into the new. Some of you are like, you know what? This feels different than what I've ever felt before. There's like a new spark of love. So I feel like if it's not pertaining to a relationship, because this is your career, money, and work reading, okay? But some of you could be in love right now. So your career, you know, your money, like all of those things start to flow a little bit different. It hits a little different, right, Aries, when you are feeling in love. But for a lot of you, I think it's coming down to doing the things that you love to do, right? I think that's what it's all about. You have this new, fresh feeling of, I'm only going to do the things that I want to do, the things that I love to do, be around the people that I love being around. It's all about being that individual that has that artistic dreamer type of mentality, right? Because as the Page of Cups is very, very artistic. You know, the big dreamer, maybe he's never done this before. Maybe she's never been there before. All right. But you love the company of others, right? And you're highly emotional, you know, in a good way. You know, some would say, you know, an explosive way too. But we're looking in this love that you're in right now. It's like you have this emotional high that has to do with love and doing the things that you love and being around the people, you know, that you love and love you. And you're very intuitive right now. Okay. And some of you are starting to feel very, very generous because you're walking in love, Aries, right? And so this is your overall energy. And I love it. I love it. It's new. You're really taking the time to enjoy life's pleasures. And this is exciting, exciting, exciting. So let's go deeper. Okay. Let's look at what work life looks like for Aries. Wow, you guys have a lot to say. Yes, I'm loving y'all's energy. I must say, I'm loving it. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, y'all are ready to collab because the 3 of Pentacles is about building an empire. It's about collaborating with other like-minded people. Like I said, with the Page of Cups, loving to be around company of like minds. Like you're ready to do some ish right now, Aries. Like you're not playing around. You're like, let me pull this person from over here. Let me get this person from over here. I'm going to do what I do and I'm going to bring this all together and we're going to do some stuff that we all love to do. And we're going to do things that we know would promote love, would be loving gestures. Okay. And I'm also getting the sense that some of you are really going to be doing a lot of community work, a lot of charity work, something that's going to give back to the world and the world can benefit from. Because with the Page of Cups, you know, this is all about being naturally generous. So some of you might be doing some things for free. Some of you might be doing, you know, just really good acts of kindness in your community. But when it comes to work, I feel like even in your job, you might be going above and beyond. You might be doing some things and collaborating in your jobs and making things better in your work environment. So you have this really good vibe here. I don't know. It's like you guys are taking initiative is the word. You're being leaders. Even if you're not in a leader position, which some of you are, a lot of you are, it's like you are taking the reins and you're showing them how it needs to be done, Aries. Okay, because it is the greater good of all. And that's where you're at right now. That is where you're at. And that's a beautiful place to be. Give us some more insight on Aries, please. Some of you are looking to start your own business. Okay, and this is what this enterprise is. Some of you might have even been collaborating with people from your job. But for you, it's more about finding people that are like-minded. So I feel like there's some projects that you're either putting together at your job or outside of your job. But even still, whatever this means, I feel like you're putting in some work towards something. So it's like, it's not just about work. I think that you're stepping up and doing some really unique things in your job. But on top of that, there's a lot of you doing some outside work too that you consider to be enjoyable work, is what I'm saying. All right, so let's move forward. We have the Five of Pentacles here. Okay. The Five of Pentacles is like, and I feel like this is old energy, because the Five of Pentacles is like feeling left out, feeling rejected, feeling like you don't have enough. This is not the energy that you're in right now. So I feel like this is past energy. Let's go ahead and clarify. And I'm in the Four of Pentacles, not the Five, the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles here. Please clarify the Four of Pentacles. Just got it. Just got it. Just got it. Just got it. Some of you are doing this work because there are people that are on the outside. It's like the people that are rejected, the people in the back of the room that don't get treated fairly. It's like you are collaborating with them. Okay, it's almost like you're being the rebel. It's like, okay, so y'all don't want to hear what the people in the back have to say. Well, I'm going to go collaborate with the people in the back. And maybe you have the voice that these other people in the back don't have. Maybe you have the clout or the pull, and you're bringing them forward. And you're like, okay, so we're going to work with them, and we're going to make this fair, and we're going to be doing this in love. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. But you're also doing it because you know what it's like. You know what it's like. And I keep bouncing from the Four to the Five. This is definitely the Five. I don't know why I keep saying the Four to the Five. You know what it's like, Aries. And this is why you're making it your business. Something about being on the outside or being rejected, it's like you know all about it. That's why it comes up as past energy. And this is why the Four of Pentacles keeps coming up. This, this is downloading to me. I keep seeing the Four of Pentacles in my mind, because the Four of Pentacles is all about holding on to something, trying to build security, trying to hold on to your heart, trying to hold on to, certain people. But the reason why the Four of Pentacles, and if it shows up here, I wouldn't be surprised. The Four of Pentacles is that you are holding on. Okay, you're still holding on despite the Five of Pentacles. You are holding on and using what used to be a negative, you're using as a positive in light to help illuminate other people and to motivate other people. And that's what it's all about. Okay, I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles, and I'm hearing Four and I'm seeing Four. Let's see if the Four of Pentacles shows up, but we're going to move forward with the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so you guys are like the freaking rebel. I mean, look at this. This card, you guys are the rebel, right? You guys are the rebel. So you guys are using your rebel-like characteristics in a good way. All right, you literally are. But yeah, so we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the Eight of Swords. Y'all, I am jacking up tonight. The Eight of Swords. Some of you have been in your head feeling like you were rejected or were going to continue to be rejected, feeling like you were less than. Okay, so this is why this Five of Pentacles energy, being in your past energy, this is why you're willing to help the people that are on the outside, the people that don't have the courage, the people that don't have the resources, the people that don't have the money. Okay, because you want to help them to see that it's all in their head. Because I think at one point in time, and I know at one point in time, you felt the same way. And you were able to get yourself out of that mental prison. And you're seeing them as just being stuck, right? You're seeing them as being stuck. And it's like, I want to set them loose. I want to set them loose. So this is where we're at. You guys, I have a lot of downloads going on here. I'm telling you, there's something with this reading. This is not going to be a regular reading. I feel like there's something very profound that is going to happen during this reading. All right, so just stay tuned for this. Now, what we have up next is this Empress. This is the new energy. Okay, so yeah, at first we come in with this page energy, right? Okay, which is young, it's fresh, it's new. But the Empress is more mature. This is the motherly feel to it. You guys are going to be bringing these people in as a mother figure. Okay, taking them under your wing. You're wanting to do something new. So if you're on your job, okay, you're going to start something new. I feel like you guys are starting something new. And then the Hierophant comes, right? This is commitment. You guys are committing yourself to something new. You guys are building something, suggesting something new. You guys are starting an enterprise, something new. Some of you are starting your own business, but you guys are fully committing to something new. And I think with this Hierophant being here, we're going to go ahead and clarify what is really profound is that with the Hierophant, not only is it commitment, okay, it's also speaking about spiritual growth and spiritual awakening. So I feel like for a lot of you, you have been able to get yourself out of a mental prison or a mental rut. And it's like, you want to give that back to that. Okay. And yes, with the Six of Wands, it confirms that. Victory. You have victory over your own self-growth. And now you're able to commit to give back. So if you're in a job and you are trailblazing and you're starting something new, or you just became a supervisor or manager and you decided to do something different, you're turning that company around. I feel like the work that you're doing, not only in a company, but for your business that you're trying to build, or the work that you're doing within your community, there's something big here. There's something new. There's something fresh. It's something that's going to change the game. So with that being said, you're getting the victory. Okay, so whatever it is that you're starting or putting together or whatever you're doing, Aries, keep on doing it, because you're doing the right thing. You're doing what it is that needs to be done here. So let's take a look at, wow, let's move into career. Okay, so this portion here is going to talk about career paths. So for some of you that have been thinking about your career path or changing your career path, some of these will be specific career paths that could possibly, in life purposes, that will give you confirmation to like, yep, okay, yep, I knew this is what I should be doing. Or it could activate something in your mind and say, you know what, I always thought that I'd be good at that. So and then there's going to be general messages that are in here. I don't know if they'll show up. So we do have some specific and some general messages here. So again, pick up what I'm putting down, y'all. Let's go ahead and get deep here. Okay. Oh, wow. 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 You guys got a lot. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. So the first thing that comes out is time to decide. All right. Aries, it's time for you to decide. It says, make a decision based on your heart's true desires. Okay. So when it comes to your career, it's time that you really tap in and say, what is it that you really want to do? Because it's time for you to decide that and to move forward. Period. Okay. Now, counseling. Counseling comes up. Some of you are really, really good at counseling. Your wise advice, you being able to heal with your words, and having that empathetic ear. Okay, Aquarius had the same exact card. You guys are very good at that. Some of you are just naturals at it. All right, so if you've been thinking about going into the counseling field, or you are in the counseling field, this could be confirmation for you. Okay. Study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So for those of you that aren't quite sure, it's time for you to read, to study, to educate yourself, because now is the time. All right, Aries, you guys are natural leaders, you know. So I feel like you have to be at least considering what you could bring to the table as far as a leader. If you're interested in being in the leadership role, not everybody that's a good leader wants to be in that role, but I'm encouraging some of those individuals that wouldn't mind have a leadership role and might have a little trepidations on doing this. That was confirmation. I was to say that to you. If you've been offered a leadership position and you've turned it down because you're afraid of how it's going to make you look, or you're afraid of taking the position from someone else, or you fear being successful, it's time for you to assume that position if you really want it. Don't not take the position. Don't not be in the spotlight because you feel some type of way about what others will think and feel. It's not that time. It's not time for that, Aries. It's not time for that. Okay? Because we need natural leaders, and we need it now more than ever. So stand up. Okay? Literally stand up. And just know that you're on the right path. So for those of you that are actively doing something, right? Your wheels are turning and you're out here and you're doing all these radical things. You're on the right path. All right? And you need to keep doing what you're doing because it's working, the universe says. It's literally working. So if you've been wondering, I feel like I want to do this, but is this the right path? Is this what I'm supposed to do? This might be confirmation for you. And ultimately, we have infinite abundance. It says you're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. Okay? So you're supported in this because when you're doing anything that's of the greater good, you're going to be supported in it, Aries. And right now, from what I'm seeing, most of you are trying to do what's good for the greater of all. So as long as you stay aligned with that, you're going to be fully supported. As long as you stay true to who you are and true to what you need to be doing, you're going to be supported. Okay? So let's move on a little forward here. Exciting, exciting, exciting. All right, let's get some angel advice here. And if you haven't started this, whatever it is that you guys are being rebels about, you've been thinking about this, or there's going to be a time where it comes to pass where you're going to get sparked. If this reading is for you, oh my God, you guys are just, see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? The leadership card comes right on out. See, I know my people, okay? I know my people, and I know what I'm supposed to deliver, what I'm supposed to deliver. Okay, I got a couple things for y'all. It says, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make it up. All right, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. And then you have the card that says, remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Remember who you are, Aries. You're a leader, and you need to remember that. Okay? So as long as you are leading people somewhere and leading them somewhere positive and good, you're supported in that. The universe is going to support that. But you got to remember who you are. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you also got this sensitivity card. It says you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Yeah, you are really, really sensitive right now. And I think this is why you are more sensitive to what others need. Because I think that in the process of licking your own wounds, you're starting to realize like how many other people out here feel like this? How many other people need help and assistance? And so you're taking the leadership capabilities within inside of yourself to say, how can I make a difference? I don't want anyone else to feel like this. So you are really sensitive right now. So if you've been feeling like the sensitivity is coming in the space of where you might be, crying more or more compassionate, let it be, okay? But if you're feeling like, because those are healing sensitivities that promote crying and promote change. But if you start to see where you're overly sensitive to where it takes you to a negative space or place, then it's time to reassess and readjust and bring love back into the focus and do the things that you love to do that will help to bring you back into balance with, the love and the light of it all. So I don't know who that is for, but I'm prompted to let you know that. All right, so let's look at, I'm loving this reading, y'all. Y'all have just been off the chain. I think it was last month's reading, I think it was last month. I was just like loving y'all's energy. Okay. Yeah, you and Aquarius have a lot. Maybe you're teaming up with an Aquarius, but Aquarius had some of the same type of feel in cards here. So you might be really connected to an Aquarius. If you are, especially if you're going into some type of business or collaborating with an Aquarius that you're, related to or friends with or something like that, you might want to go in and look at their reading so that you can kind of see what their strengths are, so that you guys can really collaborate and balance each other off. Because a lot of people don't think about that. When we're looking at the career, money, and work readings, they're like, who's going to cross watch that? Well, for me, I would. If I want to see, how this is going to work because my boss is, acting some sort of way, I want to know what type of sign my boss is. It doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. If I have a friend that I'm going into business with, I want to see what their struggles are. I want to see what their strengths are to see how we can make this work. So I am telling you that you and Aquarius have a lot of things similar. So you might want to cross watch that. But let's move forward. Between worlds. Okay. There have been some not so sunny days for you, right, Aries? And for some of you, you're still not in the clear. You're still not in the clear. But it's time for us to move forward. And I think this is what you guys are trying to do. And sometimes you guys can get caught in between both worlds, because there is a side of Aries that can be very authoritative, very aggressive, right? But we all have good and bad. We all have good and bad sides of us. So this is why I always have to stress the good and the bad, because there's not one sign that is completely good. There's not one sign that's completely bad. So for you guys, you have the ability to overuse your authority or not use your authority at all, which is not good. Or you guys can really, really use your authority in a good way. And this is what you're prompted to do right now. You're prompted to come into the lighter side of things in love and to illuminate your creativity, your leadership skills, to guide people to do something better, something deeper, and to make your work environment better, not just for you, but for other people. So this is what I'm seeing.